Hello painters, it's Debbie from acrylicpouring.com, and as you can see, it's leftovers day. So normally when I do a leftovers painting, I take all of the little bits and pieces that I've got in my pots of paint here from all of the previous things I've done over the past month or even longer. I throw them all down on the canvas and I normally swipe, and surprisingly it always kind of turns out nice. However, this time I thought, because I always swipe with my leftovers, this time I'm going to do a dirty pour, and a bit like the blue and green one I did recently, I'm going to make some nice stripes across the canvas, move it around with all of these random colours, and let's just see what we get, shall we? So I've got a little bit of everything. There's seems to be, I'm having a look through, there seems to be a lot of browns and blues today. I've also got a few little bits and pieces in some of my squeezy bottles that need using up. I've got a little bit of gold because you can never have too much metallic. I've also got some pink in case it needs a bit of brightening up as I'm putting it in, and of course plenty of white. So without further ado, let me put you on fast forward, and I'm going to open up all these little pots and make myself up a nice dirty pour cup, and let's see what happens. My paints are now layered into the cup and it's looking kind of nice. I've got a lot of colours. The pink may have been a bit of a mistake because as soon as I added that, it really didn't seem to match in with all the other colours, but it looks good. The sides of the cup look really nice. Obviously I can't turn that over and show you, or I tip it all about too soon. So in terms of the mix of these paints, there was a little bit of everything, but mostly they will all be mixed 2 parts paint, 1 part Floetrol, water as needed to get the creamy consistency, and then there would have been a mix of oils. The treadmill belt lubricant that I use a lot, also the True Feel dimethicone, the personal lubricant, and also some of that coconut milk serum. So there'd have been a mix and match in terms of all of the oils. So shall we go for it? Shall we pour this out and see what we get? I've got a pretty full cup, so it should give us plenty of options, and let's just go for it. So I've got some pretty interesting colour combinations on here that I like already. I've got a big patch of the blue here which doesn't seem to have done very much and is maybe a bit overpowering. So let's give it a tilt and see what happens when we start to stretch this out. So as usual with a dirty pour, it's going to kind of move unevenly. So all those stripes and straight lines that we had will soon start to move in an organic kind of way. I need to just turn it round. For some reason I always tip better in this opposite direction. So I'm going to take off most of this, I think, dark blue down at the bottom, because that wasn't as interesting as some of the other parts. And let's take a look at what we got. Well, that isn't bad at all. I think I've got some really interesting parts in there. There's some busier parts, there's some quieter parts, there's lighter, there's darker, there's colour, there's cells. There really is a little bit of everything. I am delighted. So for my usual kind of leftovers pour with all the little bits and pieces, it's another one I think that's turned out really nice. So let me go and wipe my, wash my hands up, wipe a little bit of the table, and we'll look in a few more details. So there we go, it's looking good. I just need to run the torch over it a little bit when I put the camera down. It's got some really nice details and the colours turned out well. Luckily that magenta pink, there is a line of the magenta in there, but it follows next to a line of blue and there's some white in between and it kind of looks good, I think. Plus, from what I can see, let's see if I can get my finger in, here we go. This line next to the magenta here is a line of gold. So although it looks a little bit muted now, I think once it's dry, it's going to look really nice because the gold that I use always sparkles really beautifully. So yes, I'm very, very happy with all of these colours. Interesting that the dark blue didn't seem to be very interested in making cells compared to all of the other colours. So you see that the part that went off the edge, that was kind of plain, and then there's a darker blue area here which is a bit plain too. Oh, now that orange there coming through, it looks really nice. I like that. There's also plenty of gold in here, and as I look from the side, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's also lots of little sparkles too, because there was a nice sugar cube. It's a Martha Stewart a glitter paint, and so that was in there too, sugar cube, and it's left lots of nice little sparkles all over the surface. So I think it's going to look really cool when it's dry. So this is a winner. I'm happy with this. What a great leftovers pour this has been. I'm going to dry it, varnish it, and show you what it looks like when it's finished. And here it is, dried, finished, glossed, and ready for me to list in my Etsy shop to go off to a new home. And I have to say, I really like it. Even though this was only made from leftover paints, it's turned out so beautiful. It's one of my my better paintings. I think it has such a lot of great colours and details and things in it. And of course it has sparkles. You might not be able to see, but of course it's got sparkles in it, because why not? Why not add more sparkle to your life? So again, thank you very much for watching my videos. I really enjoy having you along as I'm painting, and I hope you'll visit the website and subscribe to see more. Don't forget to hit that little bell icon so that I'll be notifying you of any new videos. See you again soon.